Welcome to Mathlet 101. I'm Mr. Van der Merwe. As always, number one. That has not changed. And we will be continuing today with a PowerPoint on the scale drawings and plans. This is a continuation on the map work that we did discuss in a previous video. First of all, when working with our plans, we're going to look at floor plans. This is something that also needs to be drawn according to scale, hence it also falls under scale drawings. But we need to know what type of symbols there is on a floor plan. The first one that we know is the window, and this is indicated by a double line that's on the outer edge of a wall. It looks like a small rectangular box. Next up, we will have our door. The door is indicated by a quarter of a circle with the dotted lines. The dotted lines also indicate the direction in which the door will open. Then we've got a scale. All your floor plans will still have a scale on, and it is the norm that this bar scale will be represented as a bar scale. Then we're going to be looking at the room dimensions when I'm giving you a floor plan. The room dimensions indicate what is the size of a room or a house or a plan or a layout or whatever dimensions I'm giving you for. You need to know, however, that when I'm giving to you the dimensions 3,7 meters by 4 meters, which one is the length and which one is the width? The length will always be the longest side. Regardless of how you stand and how your orientation is, the length is the longest side. Also, the dimensions, it needs to be in the same unit. You need to have it in the same unit because once you get to be asked to do a calculate the area or the perimeter, it needs to be in the same unit. Hence, we say make it the same unit. Going on to the plans, we're now going to be looking at some of our seating plans. Now, your seating plan is what you get in your movies, or if you go to an opera show or any live event where you've bought a ticket and you need to sit somewhere, you've got an allocated seat. This is what you use a seat plan for. You need to know how to be able to read off the information from this seat plan. How many seats are there in a row? How many seats are there in total? How will you get to row H and seat number 20? That's something that you will need to know how to do. Moving down the corridor until you get to row H, then left into that row until you get to your seat number 22, and then you sit. Otherwise, you're rude in standing in front of the others. So, when I'm giving you any floor plan, any seating plan, or any scale drawings whatsoever, I can still ask you to do the true distance. We will follow the exact same steps as discussed in map work. Step 1, you get your scale. This needs to be in its ratio format. Then you're going to measure what is the distance between point A and B on the map. Then you multiply your scale with whatever you measured, and then you get the appropriate unit. Similarly, I can ask you to calculate the map measurement. And once again, we will follow the same steps as in map work. So for step 1, we're going to get the scale. Step 2, we're going to write down what the true distance actually is. This will be given to you. Step 3, we're going to be dividing that true distance with the scale. And then lastly, we're going to have the correct unit. Last thing that I want to discuss is our elevations. Now, there's two types of elevations that we need to know about. First one is if we look at a house with the floor plans, we need to know that a house got different elevations. We've got our west elevation, south elevation, east elevation, north elevation. It can also be referred to as the front view, side views, back view, top view, and so forth. The second one is back to the maps where you get an elevation map. This elevation map will show you what is your height above sea level. Just some extra information so that you know how to use it. An elevation map normally occurs when they're indicating a race. What is the route for the Two Oceans Marathon, so that you know at which points how high above sea level you are, where is my incline, where is my decline, where is my hills, where is my water points, and so forth. That will be all for today's lessons, and as always, if you've got any questions, feel free to contact me.